The following material may contain sex, coarse language, and violence.
A few actually, yes, you're right.
While you were studying that, it might occur to you to check the newspaper or the police sheets that you might have accumulated for stolen military vehicles, in which case it will appear that 3 of these have been stolen in the last 2 years.
Were any of them lost during that month that we were totally busy the whole time?
One of them was.
Okay.
Have any of them been found or since located?
One of them is believed to be a burned out wreck, but they can't tell because the chassis number was drilled out.
So why would they use a hot vehicle? I mean,
They're selling drugs.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be.
I don't
you
think
still
it
have
matters.
to. You still have to get it from point A to point B, and
Yeah,
I
but
mean, I know there's invisibility, but if they only last a minute or two, then.
But if
Yeah, but if the
realise-
vehicles are pre-installed with the Opticamo.
It's probably the easiest accessible version they can get to something like the knees are. You know.
I'd imagine it'd be
I
fairly
mean, I put
sturdy.
this in a cave with a box of scraps.
No, you didn't. Large chunks of that would have had to have been built for you.
Yes.
We've seen some of your prototypes at the other base.
Remember
We know what you're
remember
building a
malformed
cave.
tiger? That's my favourite.
Or the helicopter.
Look, when you turn the Tiger on, it melts. I'm trying to deal with the heating problem.
So what districts do we know that they definitely operate in?
Well, we need to find Red Rage. We know it's in the south, and we've eliminated 2 districts. So,
It does seem to be the most troubled one.
What if you cross-reference the police deaths for drug dealers in those areas because obviously they want to deal their drugs in the areas and they've been knocking off the drug dealers of the areas they want to deal in. So any other areas that had drug dealers would still be there.
Actually, thinking about it too, if they've still got all that military gear inside there, it would be really easy to detect the authorities and avoid them. So even if you're not using your camo, you'd be able to drive around without having to run into anybody because you'd be able to detect cop cars in a pretty wide radius. And even other military vehicles, probably.
But with a radio.
They'd have military
vehicles have
equipment
internal
inside.
sensors.
Yeah.
That's so you can make plans on the fly based on where your teammates are.
They could probably call in false crime reports to divert police and authorities away from where they want to go, so to clear a path, because they'd have all the comm frequencies. So it would appear like legitimate call-ins on there.
Even if we
radars.
do find one, how do we track it? We can't do it visually.
Yeah, how does Opera Camo work? Is there a way you can place a tracker on, or does it
Well,
get
I-
disabled as soon as the...
They can't really disable the heat signature of the vehicle. So if we follow it with infrared. Now I'm going to use the inventing skill.
Ah, you know.
Yep. So, if you don't know, the way the skill works is you can make a gadget, and it just works on our mission, and then it breaks and can never be used again.
The MacGyver thing.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So I want to make goggles that have infrared.
What, they're not built into your suit?
For all of us.
Especially for
Well,
us aerial.
she has a spell that lets her detect anything, even if it's hidden.
Yeah.
And he is muscular. And I'm sure the gamer has a game that lets him see heat. And if he doesn't, he should be working on one. And Soviet...
Yeah, so that means you don't have to spend most of the night making these things.
It means I spend 10 minutes to
Yeah.
design and make them.
Okay. So you make a thermal goggles. And you give them to people.
Yes. These 2 and this one.
How
So
does
it's
it?
4 minutes each, right?
It's 4 minutes for each one.
I could help you build them.
Don't try and reduce the time even further.
This is already like ridiculously low. This because this isn't meant to be used on like 1 point things. You're meant to like make like a weird gun contraption that takes you like 2 days to build.
Yeah, that'd be like the forge that I tick together this gadget to get us out of this solution, but it takes a while.
Unfortunately, infrared vision costs 1 point.
Yes.
So,
So with the 10, that means I can take a bunch of the time circumstance penalties on it. 'Cause it's a DC.
So you don't have to go like infravision and a range level or something. It's just
Infravision comes with the default range level,
Which should be enough.
which
I
is
guess.
vision, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
like it's
Line of sight.
So
Basically.
it's
line of
about a
sight.
kilometer,
Yeah.
so, I think, because that's when the curvature of the Earth starts making things difficult to see.
Yes. And I believe that's
And
one of
that's
those.
presuming you have great vision.
And I believe that's one of those no matter what direction you look in.
I'm actually going to say that because like night vision goggles and all the other tech that I'm familiar with in the real world, including thermal scopes, have a reduced range over normal, that it actually doesn't go out to the full kilometer.
Okay.
Because I've got a set, I can prove it doesn't see as far as real vision.
Yeah.
So,
To be fair, in the city, like
Wouldn't matter.
it wouldn't matter. Like
and that's why I bought Modern Warfare 2 for shit all from these turrets.
Yep, just before I did.
I wanted a game that would take 5 hours to play before the Halo Reach launch, I think it was. So I
Yes, I
bought
think it was.
the special edition cost less than the normal edition, and it came with night vision goggles.
Is that a real thing?
It's a
Yeah,
real
that's just
thing.
it. He bought it
I bought them. I
2
had
days
them.
before I was going to go get them. I go in there and now they're gone.
you sometimes
Then I come around here and it's
and he's wearing them.
Call of Duty gets pretty into it on their special stuff. Kind of creepy, like all
And
the
then I returned to
drones
the
and-
game that night.
they actually making real shit. Like that was probably the peak of
That was the best thing
that
they
is
ever
the best of
released.
it.
That or the
But anyway,
drone.
The
so
drone was good, yes.
let's get down to the game.
So it takes me altogether 20 minutes to make
And
these.
in
So-
that time, you failed the mission.
So you see these articles about Miranda in the paper now.
Yeah, they've been popping up for a while.
Yeah, now I know why she's in a foul mood.
Wouldn't you be? A newspaper is calling. If a newspaper was going around,
I didn't know that for a start.
What was it? Crotch fountain.
Yeah.
It's,
Like you care, you hate.
no, I don't.
You do.
I don't.
You always have.
No, I always did. No, I don't hate her as much.
Ha
Slightly hate.
Slightly hate.
After realizing all
Like a partial.
after realizing all the things that she's actually done for me over the years.
Hiding your mutancy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe you should just be nicer to your
Fucking
cousin.
all your teachers.
I thought Rick did that.
Oh, okay. He did that now.
But yeah, she didn't come to the reunion.
The leaving the hospital thing.
Yeah. Yeah, well that was fun.
Was that what you were doing yesterday?
Yeah, I was out of contact.
Yeah, we noticed. That's why we made a choice to blow up the base while you weren't there.
Anyway, I need to use your computer. Since I can't use mine.
I mean, if you could, it would just be difficult.
I'm using your computer.
I can see that.
There's a big heat source right behind one of these walls. I'm testing the goggles.
you just gave it to her.
She gave me the first playing with them.
No, like, be careful with these. I made them in 4 minutes.
Stop bragging. We get it. You're really. And they're broken now. Why? They're shoddy. Shoddy. They're shoddy.
4 minutes to make.
No, a funny thing about how the inventing part works is like, if you guys want to keep these, you can spend points to keep them after the mission ends.
Yeah,
You can
you can spend points on your sheet to make them a permanent thing that you have.
Yeah.
Assuming I don't destroy them during the mission with gunfire or special heat detecting seeking bullets,
Bullets that
Seeking
seek the
seekers.
detection
or if someone throws a
of
gun
heat
at Soviet's face while she's wearing them.
That's what I was expecting.
Damn it, Jamal.
I was gonna say I was screwed if we're fighting Jamal.
I was 60 feet in the air. How would? I'm not going to
That's
kill
why
my
they call me
man.
a black gun thrower.
Thank you, Armed Gun.
Before we head out, I do have something to bring up. I'm not sure if you're going to believe this one either.
You brought up enough yesterday.
Okay. What are we adding to the imagines the base is full of skin?
This is something else. You remember when Harbinger did the crush me thing when I was in the spirit world?
Yes.
Yeah, I decided to go take a poke around for my spirit animal. I haven't seen him in some time, since then actually.
Why didn't you do this a month ago?
We've been so busy, my life has changed so radically in the past month. I don't even know, man. But,
Okay.
I came across all of the spirits arguing.
Is that uncommon?
Yes.
Yes, I haven't. They usually live in a rough harmony.
Of loving serenity.
Did you share your theory with them?
No, just with one guy from the military base. But
Wait, what?
I was by the military base, and they sent a guy up to watch me. Because I wasn't aware it was a restricted area. But,
Okay.
from what I could tell, after spending some time observing them, they're arguing over whether or not to go to war against us.
But they would lose horribly.
That's what the other half said.
But we have wizards.
Wait, the spirits want to kill us?
The
To punish you.
as the first Harbinger's action interfered with their world, and they believe punishment needs to be enacted upon us, as they are the spirits of all things. That one man, Harbinger, is effectively all of us in their eyes.
It's not very fair.
I mean, I can see
Because
the,
they don't actually understand individuality.
I can see the logic, but it's retarded. Do they not? Is there not just a man spirit?
Kinda looking at him.
That would be the Great Spirit, but I don't know where he is specifically. You
Tailless cat must get P90.
you saw a serving of his power at the top of the Terradino Tower, but
Smart spy.
the Smart Spy was somewhere.
Why don't we just do that there? And then speak from our men to the spirits.
That's a good idea. Maybe it would work. For now, the Raven, my spirit animal, is mediating, trying to cool things down. Just thought I should bring it up because the war bit.
I don't think that part will actually be a problem.
No, but the after effects of losing the spirit
See, the
would
thing
be
is, once
catastrophic.
you've won, you also lose.
Well, it kind of makes sense because there was that hippie guy on the top of the mountain that was kind of torturing animals, and then we devastated the world a little bit.
I don't think we did anything.
No, it definitely seemed like it was Harbinger's affront that has most concerned them, or offended them, even.
Well, good. Maybe they should help us put an end to him. If they can find him.
Yeah, they should go to war with Harbinger.
If we can search the spirit world and the physical world, there shouldn't be anywhere left for him to hide.
The fact that he can go there in the first place.
And physically, he has more control there than I do.
Without being seen anywhere, while fabricating the footage.
And attacking me inside the Nezar.
That's a lot of things to do at once.
I think we've looped back around to the Harbinger thing again, and this conversation never goes anywhere.
Okay, so we know the drugs are somewhere in the south.
Red Rage.
We need to find white noise. And someone will need to check on Blue Velvet
For a clean sub.
to see if they've run a clean sample back on the streets.
Isn't there a purple one as well?
We've got
Kind of
Purple Haze.
found any logs for drug dealer deaths and stuff in the city? Where they are rough.
Yeah, there's shit tons of them over the past couple of days.
Yep, but are they in clump areas, or there's areas that there's not. And
All the areas that the Vidoans are currently claiming as areas that they would like to own, but don't currently, or do currently own, in terms of gang territory, all those areas have very high gang death rates.
but the other ones don't.
What about the new drugs? Are they in any of those areas?
Yeah.
That's
And they're still
what I'm trying
operating,
to.
yeah. Are they in all of those areas?
You don't know really, because you don't know where the new drugs is.
Yeah, but the two of them we've found, are they both in Vidoan areas?
The Vidoans are basically trying to get lock on the entire south side. So that industrial area, you will find that they want that very much. So yes.
Okay.
There is in fact a couple of deaths that don't seem to be related to drugs, of like nicely dressed people as well. But they're being called drug deaths because there was some drugs found in their system.
So I'll bring up your map and show you what areas I've found.
Skinwalker, have you got any idea how to beat the Vidoans?
No, I don't even know if whoever Papa Legba is working for is powerful or just a man.
Papa Legba works, is the mouthpiece of the Vidoan leadership, so he basically speaks for Papa Doc, who is in charge of this local chapter, who is a powerful man in the underworld.
Voodoo world.
I don't think you could just beat the Vidoans, could you? I mean,
I think if you could take out Papa Legba and the people
but
on
they're
top,
not like a
certainly.
small-time gang like the Red Faction or the... Comparatively, you know, they're like the Mafia. They go beyond cult rocks.
But if you take out... Not all of them will have voodoo magic, right? So if you take out the ones at the top that have more power, the ones at the bottom, they're just another gang like the Red Faction.
Yeah, but how do you
Except
know
they-
they won't
I-
send more forces from Haiti to...
I beg to disagree just a little in that the rituals where that murder was happened, that man's soul was taken. So we don't know what those souls are being used for, so we have to assume they're a bit more dangerous than a
And there's been more than one.
Have you done any research over the past month and that into the Vidoans' religion or anything, the figures involved? No, okay. Otherwise you could have had a roll.
And they could send more people from Haiti. I don't know exactly how much of them are over here, if they're in other cities.
Yep, but if we've worked out there from Haiti, the military's worked out there from Haiti. So if they don't blow up Haiti.
It's a really nice place.
But
I did get one tip. It's a little bit more mumbo jumbo, but if I can vaguely remember, something like his power lies at the root of the holy mountain, or something to those vein. I questioned one. All I got was it was a mountain in Haiti.
It's probably too distant to draw power from.
I've heard the line a bunch of times. Even Simon repeated it back to me.
Depends how powerful he is.
Wait, is that a real thing?
I mean,
Okay.
if she perceives it.
Three.
10 plus whatever.
Yeah,
Perception? Or?
A memory tickles the back of your mind where he was saying that.
I was Simon saying something about that too.
When work starts back up, though, I can pursue leads on the Vidoans there. If they're stepping on the other gang's territories, maybe they're stepping on Lucius's terms.
Good evening. I have brought liquids and refreshments.
Thanks, Charles.
Thanks, Charles.
Government
Thank you,
water.
Charles.
It's just water.
He's just written government water on the side of it.
At least it's
And
not.
of course, your government granules. Big stack of pancakes.
I'll just take the water. Thank you, Charles.
No, those are real pancakes.
Yep.
Pancake.
These
Nice.
are pretty good, but I think I prefer my beans.
It's food!
Oh, of course. I had neglected that you had a Soviet guest.
I'm sure it's fine. Thank you, Charles.
Wait, so
Thank you,
even you're
Charles.
having government food?
I thought you
Or
were
is this
also
a joke on
li-
his
like
part?
some copies of Sir's information broker within the force has sent over some files of the police.
Speaking of the Force, gamer, there's gonna be new Star Wars.
Don't.
What?
No.
Not you too.
Star what?
What?
We
No.
can do this literally any other time.
Well, I'm just...
Like, after I look at this evidence and see if I can narrow down.
Well, while you're looking at the evidence, we can talk about this.
So it's
Is
just
there going to be a
well.
cat fight between
Okay,
you
so
two?
what you've just been handed is a bunch of, during the day, these drug-related murders have taken place. And there's about 3 or 4 Red Faction drug dealers have been taken out, including a supplier that the police had been shadowing.
Yeah.
And some Blue Gang group. And also 2 of their suppliers that the police had not known about until just now.
Yeah.
And all of the drugs were left on the scene, but not the money.
And were any of these the ones that had the ritual murders?
Not yet. I'm getting to that.
Ah, okay.
There are 24 Vidoan drug dealer murders. No suppliers.
Yeah.
In those cases, all the drugs were left on the scene and the money was taken. Then we get to the ritual murders. Like top-tier, high-level members of the Mafia, the Blue Gang group, and the Triads have all been hung up in ritual voodoo murders.
Because the guy from last night was Red Faction, right? Yeah. So they've hit.
They've all been hung up in what the police are calling ritualistic retribution murders. And they've had the right done and the whole. They've been found hanging up.
Skinwalker Spectre, look at these.
Brought up forums.
Okay.
Read this.
Question: did the Undertaker take the bolt?
Yes. Got a drink out of some. I need you to give me an IT roll while you're at it.
Oh, can we get the
29.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Can we get the light brighter? So we can
Yes, we can.
29.
I can't do coloured and bright. 29. Okay, thank you. It's pretty shit for you.
It is. I rolled a 9.
Well, too bad.
I can roll again.
No, you don't get to.
Oh.
That looks like Papa Legbar's work.
If you went to the scenes, do you think there's anything else you'd be able to find out from these other ritual sites? Or would it all just be the same?
It's that's the same iconography there, same layout. No, when we were there this morning and had a look at it, other than the police tape, hadn't really.
You went in this morning?
Yes, I had Skinwalker help me. You remember the we have a deal with the Undertaker?
Yes.
In the terms of
I think about it often.
Oh, well, there was a body there where the soul had been removed, but not died with the body, so potentially it was a gateway for a soul to find rest.
So you removed evidence from a crime scene to put it in a cemetery with the Undertaker.
Yes, but we sent a soul to rest.
Was there anything else you could have derived from the body?
Nausea.
She'd already checked that body over on the crime scene, if you remember.
Okay.
How does it put the soul to rest? I thought the soul was
well,
taken.
no, the soul was taken out of the body, but
They're in his keeping until they can be put to rest.
One of the orphan souls would have joined the body.
effectively nothing left the body through death. It was taken first, so something could be put back into it to die.
You put a soul in there and lay it to rest, and that soul goes to rest. It's the
Is
only
that how
way
that works?
That's how that
Well,
works.
then it has the option. It might pass on to whatever religious thing it believes to, or choose to be reincarnated.
And was he fine with that body?
Seemed to accept it without any
he
trouble.
buried it, and when I annoyed him by tugging on his back, he just sort of rolled his eyes and went back to it. I think it worked well.
He might dig some bigger graves.
So certainly
next
one
time,
of those 13 graves has been filled in now, because that's where he put it, so you can infer from that.
You should
it was
collect
acceptable.
the rest of these then, if possible.
Probably
One of the
can
reports
do.
also indicates that a body was stolen, and therefore they've super increased security around the others.
But they found the drugs though, didn't
And
they?
removed them to the morgue and put like crap guards around them and guard robots and UR detection.
So we can't get
Then
there.
you can't have
you can
them.
just tell me that
And
we
there's
can't
a, you
have
can't have them. Security force has been hired and put on it.
I slightly believe we could get it when you said crack officers particularly. So we can get it, right?
They eventually worked out that that wasn't lots
wasn't.
of laundry detergent. That in fact was drugs.
you gotta be really worried when Nolco guards are there.
No good.
Yeah, Nolco guards. So
Well, the best guards.
When it happens to you, you'll know.
Nobody's getting past, even if you're meant to be there.
They're kind of dumb though, so you know. When it happens to you, you'll know. Well, guards. And you were the first to bring it up, so here's your Knoll.
No L, no L.
There's one there.
Okay, if it's like we can't get the bodies, I wouldn't have suggested just going and getting the bodies for the Undertaker.
Okay, that's cool. I'm not deleting that.
Jeez.
He said for the 12th time.
I'm
please
going
delete
to
it,
allow
please.
this.
But with any of the murders, is there like a pattern, or is it just they're just killing a bunch of drug dealers and there's the territories they want, starting from?
It looks like drug wars have been kicked off.
Everybody's killing
Everyone's killing everyone.
But it's not like less murders are happening in the areas where we know that the new drugs are being sold.
Looks like more
Looks like
murders
more.
are coming from.
Specifically more from those two
It
areas.
looks like it.
Okay.
But most of the time the victims are not the new drug pushers from what I gather. It's mostly the victims are the other gang.
But if we check,
Would there be a lot of Vidolan underlings killed in the other areas though? Yeah. So the areas that are being pushed, the new drugs, Vidolans are dying in those areas, I'm guessing.
So the new pushers are maybe doing something there.
I've only got 2 areas to go with to make that assumption.
They're definitely.
but if we look down in the areas down
Your
south,
cell phone rings. Sorry, your pager buzzes. Because you got your tracksuit boss gave you a pager. It's got a telephone number on it for you to call.
Do you have a phone I could use?
is the person you're calling going to track your phone because it bouncing off a number of different satellites is probably not the phone you want to be calling off.
It's my boss.
We will go to a payphone shortly.
You go to a payphone shortly.
So, because we know Red Rage is down south, is there an area that has a lot, like, more Vidoan murders in it that we haven't checked out yet?
Not really.
Not really. What, is there, like, a really high...
The Vidoans don't... the Vidoans are unlike a gang, they're more like a business in that they move when they're confident of taking an area.
Ah, okay.
So it's like they have good claims to areas, not like China. It's just like, oh, whole ocean ours! Pfft, fuck you, everyone else says.
Or when Japan tried to take over China.
Or when China tried to take over the world. Oh,
That's
that is
happening.
now.
Yeah. Think of learning Mandarin. Might help.
Nah. I mean, nah.
So
They can learn English, fuck them.
no, the cycle means that they'll all turn on each other and break up into states eventually.
Oh, I hope so, because then we might actually get a good Dynasty Warriors game.
Maybe a Dynasty Warriors 4.
Yeah, and when was that? 10, 15 years ago?
It still was.
Look, I will not forgive them after Dynasty Warriors 9 and what they did!
What about Dynasty Warriors Gundam?
That's
Yeah.
nothing but cool.
Okay, so
Okay.
see, you know, okay, the Nintendo one, the Hyrule Warrior, that's like,
That was fun. That was real fun.
I need that in my life.
There's also like a bunch of them now that are all like pretty fun.
But 9, anyway, let's not dwell on what they did.
Okay, so you'll all need to split up and look in these zones these areas down the south for the Red Rage.
So you take him to you all split up, you take him to a phone.
Fast.
You get to a pay phone. Does anyone have a dime?
Hang on, I have a quarter somewhere.
Lucky number one dime!
Trying to put $100.
Thomas Drake uses
Drake
it.
money in.
Your automatic thing of checking the coin slot yields a dime you can drop.
Sweet.
You dial the number.
Yep.
Hey, is this... What was your name? Tobor?
Toucher.
Is this Top Chon?
Yes, boss.
Listen, you seem like a reliable guy. You did some decent things. No specifics. But I need you and your rippling muscles to back me up. I got a meeting to go to. Can you be here in 15 minutes? At the building site.
Yes, boss.
Look impressive.
Come as Skinwalker.
I mean, yeah.
He does.
I'll
He
see.
can. He can just put up his raven
Especially if
shawl
you
and
go there
become
and
someone
fucking
else.
tap into that
No,
fucking
that's
spirit, great
in
spirit.
the Skinwalker costume,
I
like.
will be the most impressive.
Tremble before me!
No, that's the thing. He could use a Skinwalker costume and go as himself.
Yeah.
So he still has his costume.
Yeah.
I'll be there in 10.
See, you know that really nice impressive suit that you wore last time?
They
If
got
he remembers
completely
it well
destroyed.
enough,
That's
that
right.
was a month ago. If he remembers it well enough,
You never
which he
forget
probably
a,
won't. That
I was gonna
much
say, you never
anyway.
forget a suit like that,
Yeah.
right?
But I
When you've never worn anything like that,
I
probably
turn
not.
and study Thomas Drake for a wee bit. If he wearing a nice suit.
Yeah.
Stand still.
No, not you too.
Hop into the nearest alleyway.
Here you become Thomas Drake.
I
He
just
just wants
want
the
a suit.
Oh, your body becomes Thomas Drake's.
Cripple.
No, just the clothes.
Oh, okay.
I can't
Your
really
clothing
see that.
becomes Thomas Drake. Clothing.
Hey, I'm on Skinwalker's clothes too. What's up?
Yeah, it's close enough, I think.
I will point out any major flaws.
I'll patch them up.
Cool.
I have to go meet my boss. I'll
Foot down.
Lisa pulls up and drops you off 1 block away from your boss. Not that being only 1 block away actually disguises the noise of that car.
yeah.
But it
Which-
drives around the city all the time. Like,
Yeah. Believe me,
Did-
they know.
They think Desmond's got it at the moment.
That's what I was thinking.
Desmond the Christmas bear and what we're calling his
Desmond-
cookie mobile.
Yeah, and Desmond's a hero, so they're not going to stop him.
What we should do is put speakers around the city and...
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
No, not for that, but...
Desmond the Christmas bear has a crack pipe full of crack.
Imagine
Yeah.
that.
that I took from a drug dealer.
Before I get out, say, would you like me to leave my communicator on for you?
Yes.
Hear what's going on. Sweet. Hop out. Do that. And we'll wander on in.
So your boss is just, okay, get in the car. Now. Okay. He brings out something the size of like a tape recorder. He said, there, that'll take care of any recording or listening devices or shotgun mucks. It has no effect on your guys' communicator. It's too advanced for this shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the thing. There's some new ride going around town, and my employers would very much like to be in on it. I just need you to look tough and back me up. If anything goes down, kill everybody. You cool with that? You know what? You want to be into business, just a hard flake. So, we want the new license. Whatever you do, keep your trap shut.
Of course, boss.
Right.
Got a tomahawk with
This
him.
is obviously Red Tracksuit Man and not Lucius.
This
right?
is Red Tracksuit Man, yeah.
Lucius sounds way different.
I've hated women all my life.
That's right.
So we might have to go hard against these guys. 38 special.
Oh yeah. Did you have anything, or did you need something, you know, bullet throwing?
I don't have a gun, if that's what you're asking
Okay.
me. Can I-
Hey, well,
No,
Louise,
pull out a tomahawk. This is enough.
Louise, drop down the seat. The seat folds down. There's like gums. He's like, okay, let's see. You're a big guy. You've got a decent armpit. You could probably put this MP5 under there. It's the MP5 SD, which is a built-in suppressor.
Ooh, impressive.
I don't know if you've ever shot one of those, but the little bolt action is louder than the sound of the shot.
Yeah.
And that slap, so satisfying.
So, there you go.
Sling that under me, huh?
At least it wasn't noisy.
You think he would? Would he be like some seriously? Fadgets. So you get there. You get to the thing. You open up. There's an APC there. It's black. It has a stencil on the side that reads, "I have you."
There's a very nicely dressed man with a cravat there in a white suit. Your boss walks up to him, he's like, so what's the deal? And the guy's like, we've been showing and proving that we have the best quality merchandise. You want to distribute good quality merchandise. You also know that bad quality merchandise is on the way out. So get with the program. Become a licensed distributor. You get the best drugs in the world. And you know it. And you will have people coming back for more, as opposed to people dying of overdose with your crappy cut with Drano products that you're pushing. They back and forth for a bit. Your boss says, I can't make these kind of decisions on my own, but let's say we're very interested in making lots of money in a sustainable way. The guy hands over an envelope bulging with paper that isn't money. It's paper folded up in the envelope. He says, get this to your boss. You know which number to call if you want to make a deal, and you know what to do if you want to fade into the mists of history. Remember, I have you. You all hear this because his thing is on.
Yeah.
The guy gets into the APC.
This was the purple velvet guy, right?
Oh yeah, actually, do
Yeah.
everything.
Okay.
Purple rain.
Purple right.
Ooh, nice. Breeze. They get into their little Humvee and it disappears and they drive off. Man, I gotta get me one of those. Hey, you did good.
Thanks,
You'll
boss.
open up the envelope, look at it, read it. You're like, yeah, this sounds like something we're going to be. Just chucks it in the back of the car as you're driving through the city. Where do you need to be dropped off?
Oh, just drop me off. Give address close by.
Okay. Oh, that's nice and close by.
So,
Oh, you did good. Here, 100, 300, 400. Get yourself something nice.
thanks, boss. What is the deal with those guys, by the way? Are they-
Oh, they're just, they've got some merchandise that they're pushing around here. Boss already knows about this stuff anyway, so here, might as well give it to him.
Yeah.
So, they've demonstrated some decent product. We're interested in the product, so, you know.
I have seen them around here and there.
Yeah, well, that's
So-
going to stop. It's a little too attention-getting, apparently. So they need some local. That's us. So money. We like it, and we want to make more of it. Anyway,
like a
keep
good
this
deal.
under your lid.
Of
On's
course,
the worst.
boss. Of course.
Oh, well, hang on to the piece. You might need it.
Let me know if you've got any more work for me.
That's good. That's drive an initiative. I like that. So what were you guys doing while he was at his...
We're listening with him.
Listening.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, you might as well read it out
How,
loud.
how long was that entire encounter?
Like half an hour.
Because you guys could like.
We probably
We're
would have
going
been
to
patrolling
send
while
to travel,
listening as
so
long as...
I'll say I was going to
can't
look for
fly,
the clean
so-
sample of the blue stuff.
Okay. Well,
You can spray.
give me some rolls.
Maybe.
Not normally.
All of you give me some rolls.
19 on the die.
You don't see anything.
Net 20.
You don't see anything.
Yeah.
That's the thing, that they're not out, so you can't see anything.
Yeah.
God, this happened to you last time too.
Yep.
Yes.
Well, the thing is, the number of ones you roll tonight.
Bank that for a perception check. Must be used tonight.
Fair enough.
And we're done. So, we'll see you next week.
And short session, but I got to get up early.
You
in the
might as well
morning.
read that out because everyone's going to want to know what it says.
Oh.
BTL is not just to design a drug of high quality, it's a way of choosing the world you live in. The real world is filled with crime, misery, hunger, oppression, depression, and haters. BTL is better than life. It lets you choose your high, more energy, higher functioning, good vibes, and smooth rides. All version enhanced mood, killing your downs to some degree with the exception of Red Rage, which is just a pure energy hit. While the drug feels good, it doesn't mess with how you feel. Each hit is a formulated dose designed to work over the lifetime of its duration. Chemical chainins?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't spell check that.
No, it's
It's unlike the post, it's not
No.
supposed to be.
break down and have additional predetermined effects. BTL has been in development for over 10 years and is crafted by the world's best chemical narcotic scientists. Not only is the drug designed to work in its primary role as it is absorbed, it becomes new drugs in your system, adding to and enhancing the effects. BTL does not get less effective with use, unlike other highs. BTL neutralizes its immunity on the come down by design. Every hit is like the first. In its undistilled form, it has an incredible effect and is insanely addictive. It is distilled and watered before sale. It is safe for mutants and non-mutants alike. Red Rage amps you up for a night of partying or sporting. Get hype. Get the energy and strength for long concerts, brighter, sharper vision, some hearing enhancement, define notes a little more clearly, some aggression, but if you party hard enough it'll burn off. Very quick takeoff, rapid come down. That's an image of Red Rage there. Blue Velvet, a mellow high, better than acid, weed, etc. Gentle body temperature adjustment, often felt as a pleasing and comforting warmth, reduces anxiety, stress melts away, makes you fly. Very easy takeoff and smooth come down, reduced duration. Yellow Sun, feel the glow, our mildest designer high, takes the edge off living in today's society. It won't take you away or make you kiss the sky. Like Blue Velvet, it's a happy little upper, which can be used with other BTL. Its minor effect works better than most antidepressants and lasts all day. Takeoff is very slow, up to half an hour. The come down is just as slow. This has been tested safe to take up to 10 doses at once, or to take 2 or 3 with other BTL highs. Effects do not scale up to Blue Velvet. Purple Rain, a mental stim. Read faster, retain more, think fast, increase focus, increase synapse fire rate. An amazing study aid. Mental work and study feels great. Get a little frustrated with peers who can't keep up. Memory enhancement. Lasts a little longer after come down. Moderate takeoff, slow come down. White Noise. Dull the pain away. White Noise was especially developed for someone who the medical industry has failed. Take all the pain away. Injuries feel quite good instead. Dulls hearing as a side effect. Aggressive takeoff, slow come down. Tingling precedes. Do not take another dose before the tingles. Yep.
Now, on your patrols, however long you're devoting to them, you will find that there are none of these new drug things going on. In fact, you will overhear a number of people complaining that they can't find them. They're not where they're supposed to be. What the fuck? I kind of need my high, man. Especially after we unintentionally all got super pure doses the other day. There's a lot of police out arresting people who are suffering withdrawal effects.
Do we notice any gang violence still at a high at the moment, or does that also seem to have mellowed off?
Little bursts, which quickly quiet down.
Oh. So yeah,
Almost
nowhere
like they
near as
kind
bad
of
as
don't,
the other night.
kind of like they don't want it to escalate.
Yeah. I mean, I'll report in basically that I've seen nothing but complaining people, but violence seems to be down amongst the gang. Or at least it's basically what he said. Short bursts, nothing too serious.
In my area, I'm having no success. There's nobody pushing on the streets. If we really want some, we could try hitting up a club or something. See if we can
Maybe
buy
it's
some
moved
from
up.
someone might already still have some.
Yeah, but we don't want to risk getting anything that's cut with anything else.
I think the best deal on getting some is to wait and see if
We can get some through your contacts.
if the deals go down, then we'll know who the distributors are.
Dead Smith, they've moved to the north this time.
If they're shopping for a distributor, they've probably also maybe approached the Fidel. They're the only other group I could think of in town who would launder this for them.
Maybe we could head up some nightclubs and see if there's anything a little more subtle other than on the street.
How much of the material do you be like? If it was a used one that still had some residue on the inside of it, is that enough?
I could do something with that, but again, it needs to be the pure uncut version.
Yeah, but couldn't we? Well, I mean, all of this was still being dispersed up until yesterday. Probably hasn't been garbage day around some of these things. We could check the trash and see if we find some of the.
So people might just throw those tape dispenser things on the ground after they've...
It's
Well, it's worth a look.
It's an idea. Although I don't think it'll turn anything up. If people are complaining as much about their withdrawals and meeting their highs, they'll probably dug through all the garbage bags in the city.
So do we still need? Do you still need? I mean, we've got an idea of what they all do now. In fact, we found out about new ones like this yellow one.
The yellow one was the original one, I believe, but it's got a new name now.
Yeah, but I'll need to combine them in a safe environment and see what happens.
I don't think we're going to be getting anything tonight, or maybe in the next couple of days.
No, we'll just have to wait on.
So,
Could be contacted.
is there anything else we need to do?
We could just go on general patrol.
We do some training.
Or some training.
Yeah.
I mean, the police presence out at the moment is ridiculously high, so probably us being out and about is probably a bad thing.
There is a much larger training area in the cave than there was in Burning Sands anyway.
Yep, well, I've got stuff that I can do there anyway.
Gamer, you said you were worried about Miranda, right?
Yep.
Do you think that she'd be stupid enough to, I mean, no offense to her, but to, if she's stressed out, fall back on one of these drugs in order to feel better?
No.
No?
No, I don't
Okay.
think so.
Okay.
Is it reasonable to assume that at some point in the day we would have gotten a hold of a paper if we didn't read one in the morning?
If you want, yeah.
There was that thing in the paper today about Miss Miranda.
I read that as well, but
Seen buying drugs.
Which paper was this?
I think you know what one.
your paper.
I wouldn't. Yes, I completely believe the stuff that we're printing.
By Lana Spill.
Speaking of Lana, sir, you work there, right?
Yeah, I don't get to spend a lot of time in the building though. The boss keeps going, "Why aren't you out there doing?" and sends me off on a thing that previously was not mentioned. Currently, my mission is to look at you and get pictures of you guys committing crimes.
You mean us?
That's what yeah.
Oh, so that should be pretty easy then.
Have you been doing it?
Well, I've taken some every time I give him pictures of you guys doing something good, he spins it in a really tasteless way.
Yeah, I've seen about 3 cropped photos. You can
Yeah.
tell they're cropped too. Cameras don't take pictures that way. Like
Oh
they've
my
clearly
god,
been cut.
the one with Svetlana was kind of leaning over and you could see up. So, yeah.
Wait,
I
what?
remember that one.
Well, let's get back to base on one.
I apologized for that one. I didn't even know he could do that, but he did do that. It was
All
when-
publicity's good publicity, right?
It wasn't good publicity.
Oh, okay.
I can show you the photo.
That's okay.
Yes.
Because I kept it, because you're so hot.
I just have every
You were
restriction.
flying. It was a low angle.
Enough said. So what do we want to do? Train?
We'll train. We'll keep an eye on the police radio in case anything big comes up.
Okay.
Oh wait, yep, she did. 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 Oh wait.
I piscan is this, I like do. It is more like me, and bees like no.
There's only one way to stop Labor's taxes.
Kill them.